Good morning. I've been doing the athletics workout with Coach Larkins, and holy cow, my muscles are crazy sore. Good morning, and wanted to let you know the work for today. You're going to be creating these little pillars, and you'll notice that there's two different sizes. The notebook paper one, I decided to go with 6 centimeters because that's what was left over, and the cardstock or the folder paper, I decided to go with 7 centimeters. Again, we're trying to make them kind of close. Ultimately, it really doesn't matter what size you make them, just as long as they're all exactly the same, whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8 centimeters, whatever it is. Make sure they're all exactly the same. Other than that, this video, it took me about 10 minutes from start to finish to create these little tubes. And so shouldn't be too much more than that for y'all. Maybe 15-20 minutes for you to finish them all. And we'll see you again tomorrow. We're really close to being finished with this thing. Probably another maybe 2 days worth. Shouldn't be that much more. It'll come together pretty quick now. So thanks for all your work. Appreciate all the effort, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good morning. Wanted to touch base to begin with here. These are the leftover pieces that we have. Please don't lose those. We still need those. We're going to be using those tomorrow. But today we're going to be using the 10 millimeter little strip that we had created at the very beginning. And what we're going to do is we're going to create little caps to go on the end of the little tubes that we have here. We kept these from before. These are 8 centimeters. And what I want is I need 5, but we're going to change them to 7 centimeters. So I'm going to create 5 7-centimeter pieces. And I'm saying centimeters correctly this time. So I'm going to set my scale down here next to this, and I'm going to mark it at 7 centimeters. And then I'm going to mark all of them at the same time. Just line them up and mark all of them at the same time at 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters is 2.5 inches. And now I can cut all of these to the same length. So, cut. So now that I have these, they're no longer 8 centimeters, they're 7 centimeters. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to create a little cap that's going to go around the end of it on both sides, because we're going to need that so that it's going to end up going in between. It's going to go in between here, and we need something to allow the glue to stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure these and mark them at 3 centimeters. Toot. So 3 centimeters, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 3, 6, 9, and a little bit. And ultimately we need 10 of these. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, and I need 1 more. So that's where this comes into play. So I'm gonna take this and measure out 10 millimeters. By 3 centimeters, or 30 millimeters. Oops, wrong spot. And that's what I'm going to cut out for my 10th one, because I need 10 of these. This is why you don't throw these little scraps away, because we end up using them. Especially now that going to the grocery store is really hard to do. So I should have 10 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we're going to put those on the outside here. What we're going to do is we're going to take these, and they're going to be a little cap to go on the outside right here all the way around. So we want to bend these ahead of time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it at each centimeter. So I'm going to line it up, mark it there, mark it there. That's 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeters. And this area over here and this area over here, those are going to be glued around the outside. It makes some little marks so I can see where to bend them. And then I'm going to carefully try to bend them on the line. And so I end up with a little cap that's going to go on the end of this. And we're going to end up gluing it right around the outside. And that's what we're going to do for each one on both sides for each of these. So here we go. You can watch. Here it is. And you'll see that I lined them all up, made my marks, and drew a line down all of them at the same time. That way I don't have to do each one individually. So as you put this together, you want to try to keep the tube as square as you possibly can. Having some trouble with some of the glue here. Just to add a little bit off of my finger and put it back on. I'm going to hold on to it until it sticks. Shouldn't take more than just a couple of seconds. And that's what you're making. You need 5 of these. 5 of them look like this. All right, so the last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take 2 of these and you're gonna glue them together side by side. So find 2 that fit together pretty good side by side, and you're gonna glue them 2 together so that it makes one thicker beam. It's gonna be a 20 millimeter thick beam. 20 millimeter thick beam. 2 centimeters, 20 millimeters. Look at that, I'm getting my measurements right today. And that's it. So you need 3 that are individual and 1 that is doubled up, and they're all 6 centimeters long. And that's what you're creating today. Set those aside, don't let them get destroyed. We'll work on it again tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit different on the paper one today. We're going to start off with it not being fast forward because I've got to do a couple of little changes. First one is these are going to be 6 centimeters long. So each one is 6. So I've already got 4 that are created. All I need to do is create 1 more, mark it, and cut it. So these are going to be 6 centimeters long. And the reason I'm doing that is the scrap from before was 6 centimeters. And so we're just going to use the 6 centimeters. So it's 6 centimeters long. Everything else is exactly the same. We're going to use the piece from before that we created on the very first day. We're going to use that and create the little caps that go around it on both sides. So we need to create 10 of those. I've got some extra paper here because I'm sure I'm not going to get 10 out of this. We'll just work our way through it. Here we go. I made a small mistake at the end here. The pieces were moving around on me. Just take your time, be as neat as you can. It's going to get covered up anyway, so if you end up drawing over it more than once, it's no big deal. Just make sure you're following the correct line, even after you make the mistake. Again, you want to find two that fit together pretty good side by side, and you're going to glue those two together. Doesn't matter which two, just make sure they fit in between here. They fit very good together. That connection is going to be what's important. Set them aside. Should have two that are glued together and three that are separate from each other. And there you go. That's for today.